This is Saints Row Gat Out of Hell. We're on Xbox Series X taking a look at this interesting spin off, I guess you could say. I guess it contributes to the main story to some degree, but it is kind of a spin off release of the Saints Row series that follows Gat in Hell. So on Xbox Series X, we retain the original Xbox One release, which is actually kind of interesting. So that was 1080p, 60 FPS, kind of uncapped, and yeah, we also have auto HDR support now, so that's kind of a nice little extra element for the brimstone that we deal with along the way. So yeah, it's interesting. So this was like really the same time as Saints Row 4 Reelected, and obviously the games kind of share a lot of very similar elements of like superpowers and abilities and things you're doing, with this one obviously being a representation of things in a scary place with smoldering ash and fire and everything like that. So, it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting take on the Saints Row series. It does have co-op, so you can get somebody online to hop in and play. So that's kind of cool. And then you're basically enjoying the world of Saints Row, but it's a hellscape, and you deal with that in the way that you would as Johnny Gat. You shoot things, meet familiar faces, and take on a lot of challenges in this messed up environment. It's kind of nuts. I gotta say, I don't know. It's crazy. There's weird things here. You got upgrades for your skills. There's a map, a very familiar map that you should know of, but they do some weird things with it. And then you got these abilities and things that you can unleash because you're like this demonic presence here, and you're kind of improving your skills, and you got different weapons. And yeah, it's interesting. That's the main thing, right? Is it's a very interesting take on the series in regards to the different weapons and things you're using along the way. And yeah, it's kind of fun. I mean, I really do enjoy like all the Saints Row games, so it's just kind of neat to see this here and kind of playing it. And then you've got, instead of people, there's like these demon monster things, and still got vehicles and stuff, and yeah, lots of different things to take part in and things to do. And it's pretty large scale, and yeah, definitely a weird one. Why did I check it out? I don't know. It's fascinating. And that's the main thing for this one, is it's kind of a little bit fascinating to me. Oh, I grabbed the demon guy accidentally. Definitely did not mean to do that. Okay, honestly, why am I using this lame gun when I've got like things that shoot like flies and stuff? It's really messed up, this game. Like, I really didn't... Well, I mean, I saw it coming when they announced it, but I really didn't think it would necessarily be this kind of nuts and wild. Like, you could kind of tell with Saints Row 4 that things got a little bit... It's not really grounded in the realms of reality anymore. I'm trying to see if we can maybe get this. Nope, these guys are going to be obnoxious demons, causing problems for Mr. Gat. Mr. Gat doesn't like this. Okay, well, I guess we use this thing to kill people. But yeah, you're just kind of dealing with monsters. Demons are trying to live their life, and you're just kind of stuck in this landscape. It's got a interesting story to it. It's definitely got some weird moments to it. You get cool wings, like you've been seeing, where you're flying around. Again, lots of things to do in the environment, which is kind of fun, I guess. There's these big things, stuff like that. It's just kind of a nuts game where you do all kinds of weird stuff and have a blast with it. I mean, it's really not meant to be serious. It's just Saints Row kind of going nuts, so I kind of do wonder, hey, are they ever going to get back to the realms of reality? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe someday. Maybe not. Oh, he's dead. Okay. Well, that was an Archduke. Yippee. So yeah, there's lots you can do if you want to kind of go in here and you get the clusters for abilities and different parts of the city. They've basically just taken the city that we know and they've thrown a molten landscape on it. And the question is, Saints Row 4 or Gat Out of Hell, which one has more changes to the overall scope of an existing place that we've been to? It's a good question. It really is. But this one, it's kind of nuts looking. I do like the visual aesthetic of it. I think the idea is kind of fun and weird because I don't think we get too many games where you do stuff like this. So that's kind of fun, yeah. And I mean, we've got Johnny here. This is always entertaining. I don't think there's a time where he's not really entertaining, quite honestly. He's a crazy character. A lot of people find him very entertaining. And he makes perfect sense for being someone to be stuck in this situation. And it's for the adventures it's for them to have along the way. It's wild. That's the main thing. I mean, it's just kind of a smaller scale Saints Row game. So if you're looking for something nuts, you're looking for something wild, you like the Saints Row series, so you want to see everything it has to offer. Yeah, this is a fun time. You know, lots to do in it. Pretty signature options in regards to the different like missions and goals and things. And then you play with other people. That's fun too. And obviously, as you're seeing, it's running pretty smoothly. I guess that's kind of expected. I don't know. I assume it's expected when you're jumping into this one. And we're just kind of running around because I've done all the story stuff. So, I mean, yeah, it's kind of just what it is that's left is going in and doing this kind of thing. But it's nuts. Yeah, it's goddamn insane. It's like, oh, okay, well, we've done aliens. You know, I don't think it's too far-fetched for us to go to hell and revisit one of our most loved characters. So yeah, no complaints in that regard. I really don't have any problems with this game. It's actually fun. It's engaging. It's got weird weapons, quirky moments. It's over the top and wild, like I like from the Saints Row series. At the same time, it's like, oh, are we gonna ever go back to maybe a level of somewhat normality? I don't know. Do I want them to? I'm not sure. I like the fact that we can now like really move easily in their games and just kind of get to places fast. At the same time, it's like Saints Row 3 Remastered was kind of like a refreshing, you know, revisit of an earlier easygoing time in the Saints Row series, even though I wanted to constantly be running up the side of walls and stuff like we're doing here. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Yeah, it is kind of nuts, and I mean, it seems to load decently well, you know, when we're kind of moving around. You know, there's definitely popping, obviously. I think that's kind of expected in this one, just kind of the Saints Row games in general. But we can run along the street and see that a little bit more in action as we're going through here and then seeing how everything kind of interacts. Like, I think they actually got, you know, some of the popping handled a little bit better than the other Saints Row titles, but that's also, I think, because they scaled back on a lot of the world too. Like, obviously we're still seeing the pop in, but we are moving like fairly fast in comparison to how you would move in, say, like a car or something like that, right? It's just it's an interesting direction for things. It's fascinating. That's the main thing, is like, I still can't believe that this is like a thing that happened. Like, this is a game that, you know, I played and dealt with back in the day. What is that? Is that just a light? And it's just weird. And then, you know, you see your character stuck in here and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, well, they're doing wild things with it. And that's for sure. Ooh, I really wonder if the future Saints Row titles are gonna, you know, bring back more of a calmer, easygoing time, or if they're just gonna try to be even crazier. That's fun too, right? It's just kind of like predicting almost where they are going to go. I personally think they're going to take a step back after realizing they went so wild with this one. At the same time, I think a lot of people did actually like how insane this one was. We're just like totally collecting clusters here and moving around the map. The wings are awesome. So yeah, things to do. Devils to fight as, things to tackle. Enemies and foes and stuff. And if it hasn't like gotten across, there is actually like a story here with cutscenes and missions and improving your character here so that you can tackle them more proficiently. So yeah, it's got everything you really expect out of a Saints Row title, and maybe some more weird, messed up surprises. So that's generally what to expect for the thrilling adventures of our angelic Johnny Gat as he deals with being down in the fires below because, you know, obviously things didn't work out too well for him otherwise. Now, isn't that just majestic?
This is good.